Hey guys, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Sydney, and today we're showing some love to the ladies. I do collect a lot of male scale figures, but I also enjoy a lot of strong female, anime characters, and I feel like that's kind of the overall vibe that this is. I love these all for so many different reasons, and there is a few that I am so excited to finally get to unbox. Some that I've been waiting for so long, and one that it was like a figure that I've been searching for a long time that got a re-release. So I'm super hyped to finally open that one. But first, as always, we shall start with the Nendoroids. So we only have one Nendoroid, surprise surprise, actually unbox in this video, and it is the Nana Oosaki, Nendoroid, which I'm super excited. Obviously, she's from Nana. I can't believe we don't have a Hachi. That's shocking, but very glad we at least got this. I'm hoping Hachi will happen at some point. But with her, you can either have her posed with her microphone, the iconic strawberry cup, guitar, again, microphone, strawberry cup, cigarette, of course, and then her just holding the microphone. It was a toss-up on what I was going to pose her with, but I did end up deciding to do the strawberry cup. It just felt like so fitting, and I already have like a figure that has her with like a cigarette, so I was like, we'll switch it up, we'll go with this. I kind of did want to do the microphone one, but I'm just gonna have the microphone chilling off to the side anyways, and then of course the little guitar, which is always super cute. Thought about having that like around her, but I felt this was the vibe that we were going for. I actually love the outfit that they gave her. Very fitting for her character, obviously. Of course, they have the cute little accessories, rings, earrings, all the above, and of course they have to have the iconic tattoo. I think it all turned out good. I think they did such a good job, even like with the makeup part. I think it translates actually really well into this Nendoroid. The hair sculpt is beautiful, and I just feel like they nailed all the different faces that they even gave her. I am just so obsessed with this outfit. I think they did such a good job because I was kind of curious how they were going to translate such style into an Nendoroid form, and I really feel like they nailed it. Like, they even have her choker, everything. Like, the more you look at it, the more little details you get. I kind of wish, though, that they maybe would have made it a little more like, I don't know if that would be like an issue to add kind of the actual Vivienne Westwood kind of like or logo on here. That could turn into like a copyright issue, so maybe that's why they kind of like steered away from it. But everything else turned out so good. I think they did an amazing job, and even down the strawberries on the cup all turned out amazing. Moving on to the singular prize figure we have for this haul as well, and this is the Fashion Punk Miku. She's kind of the punk Miku according to everybody online. And I would honestly probably agree with that. I don't know if I would really deem this as a punk outfit, but it is what it is. I just like this as a very streetwear style, and I think it looks really cool. And here is like kind of what the art that the figure is actually based off of. I don't know who the artist is. If I find that, I'll put that on the screen, but I ended up getting her for really cheap on Mercari Japan, and I really adore this like overall style, so I decided to go ahead and get her. She is a Taito prize figure, so I'm expecting good quality. Real quick, when I was opening it, I noticed the little tabs have like the little Miku. Like, this is actually a really cool like opening, so that's really fun. Okay, I gotta say, I love how the base is. It's like, again, simple, but like kind of a fun little detail. Okay, so her just fresh out of the box, honestly, her face looks amazing. But again, Taito is that girl when it comes to prize figures. Like, you're gonna get some textured clothing, you're gonna get some really nice pieces. Oh, there's little, like even little plastic on these to keep these safe, so that's interesting. We'll take that off. And I do actually really like that her hair kind of goes translucent at the bottom. I think it looks really good and kind of flows with the outfit. I think she's super cute. I adore her face though. Like, the face is incredible. Okay, of course she was easy to assemble. You just have to slide the little sucker into her hand, which that also turned out very cute. Obsessed with the blush to her face. I actually love that she's holding some of her hair. Well, I noticed she has two different shoes on, which that's kind of cool. So you have a boot and then just a normal shoe. Honestly, kind of love that detail. Of course, since it's a prize figure, the quality control is going to be a little off, so her hair in like a certain lighting, and it's like only like this like intense like ring lights hitting it, you can see kind of like some more paint, just rough like quality control errors, but it's not bad. That's why it's like these are still always worth it. They're such good sizes too. I mean, if you're always looking for like an affordable figure, Taito is going to be the way to go. They have so many different ones, and they're always so good and so well detailed that I think they even hold up strong next to like scale figures personally, and I really like them. Like, they're so good, and I actually do love this little kind of like detail that she has on her leg. I don't exactly know what it's called. I'm kind of blanking, but I am loving everything about it. They really go all out with the textures, and I just think it's turned out fantastic. I'm like literally though can't get over the face. I think the face is perfect, and I think it nailed the art, and she just looks so cool. She's gonna look great in the collection, and I just love this color scheme. It looks amazing. All right, we're gonna finally unbox our first scale figure, and that is gonna be Ai from Love is War. She is kind of like the maid friend to Kaguya, so she's so fun. I love her personality. I've had this figure for a really long time. I was super excited when they announced her because I adored her character so much, but yeah, I'm very excited. This is a 1/7 scale, and it is AmiAmi and Amakuni. So we'll see how that holds up. I don't know if I have any figures from Amakuni. I might, but I don't recall. Here is how she looks in the blister pack. Again, just a very simple raw figure. So her base is clear and pretty simple. I like clear bases and simple bases, but they get so scratched up so easily, so that's kind of like where I don't like love it. And then it just has a kind of like a translucent heart, which again, with the right lighting, you can kind of really just see the rough scratches to it, even though, I mean, this is just fresh out of there, and now you can see my fingerprints on it. So that's kind of my only gripe with these types of bases. Here is Ai herself, and I think she looks fantastic. Of course, she has the school uniform on with just like a sweater. She's got little painted nails, which I love that detail, and I actually really adore her pose. She has a pretty like neutral face, like expressionless type of girl. I kind of feel like they still really nailed that here. Her eyes are gorgeous, and the hair sculpt is beautiful. So overall, she seems really great. I'll say my favorite detail is her bag. Has, of course, little buttons, which, oh my god, they're super cute if you can kind of see them up close. And then, of course, the Kaguya with the cat ear keychain, which is amazing. This is so cute. This is like probably my favorite part of the whole thing. The keychain is actually removable, so you can just pop it off and change it out for this little panda with like a little hairstyle. Oh my god, he has like a little almost like a bandana around his neck or something. Super cute. And you just pop that on. So if you don't want the Kaguya, you can have a little panda. Can't recall if the panda references something. I'm sure it does, I just can't think of it. It's been a long time since I've watched Love is War. To me, the selling point is the Kaguya keychain, so of course that's going to stay on. And then you just rest that into her hand like that. You want it facing this way so you can see the keychain. And here she is. She turned out amazing, honestly. I just kind of love that, like, if you look kind of closely, it's almost like she's got like brown tint into her dress, which I think if you look at the other characters, or maybe they're bunny figures, you can kind of see a tint of color into the suits. So I kind of love that like added detail, but I think she turned out fantastic. I'm so glad I finally did get to open this, because I think she's great. I will say, like, the little necklace thing that they have on her is a little weirdly put onto her neck. It kind of looks like it's cooked into her skin in like a really bad way. But everything else is fantastic. I love the hair sculpt. I love the just overall detailing. I feel like they really just kind of nailed her as a character. And again, the little details to the bags are fantastic. So very happy with her. She is stunning. All right, up next is a figure that I am beyond excited to own and open. And if you can't tell by the cover, like little gold detailing already, the Witch Hat Atelier figure of Coco, and is by Kotobukiya. It is a 1/8 scale and it is amazing. Even just the box detailing is amazing. They really kind of nailed that like witchy-esque style and overall design of even just like the manga itself. Here is the like artwork on the back, and what's so fun and so cool about this is you peel it open and you can see in like this, and she already looks amazing. So super excited. It was so hard to try to find one for like not bad aftermarket pricing, so the fact that they did a re-release was like chef's kiss. I hope they re-release the other one, the other scale figure that they have of her. If they don't, I'll live, because this is the one that I probably wanted the absolute most. The details are insane and I can't wait to show you guys. Okay, here is how she looks in the blister pack. I'm so excited. Okay, before we even put her into this dome, let's talk about it. Holy crap. They have every possible detail in this figure. Down to my favorite part is the brush buddy. The brush buddy, look at that. Like Kotobukiya, you're eating, you killed it with this figure. Like, oh my gosh. And then the little doodle that they have on the paper, and then the little thing of ink. Just this like sphere that they went for, the choice of it. And just like this beautiful like detailing of this blues and golds and oh my god. Like I'm shocked. I am in shock. And we're going to get to Coco herself, which they slayed. They slayed. Holy crap. Down to the details on the shoes. The hair coloring is perfect. Her face, perfect. Outfit texture shading, perfect. This is a perfect figure. To me, this is a 10 out of 10. And this is why Kotobukiya stays as one of my personal favorite manufacturing companies. They're, in my opinion, the most affordable. They do, honestly, the coolest stuff. And they usually have like a bonus faceplate or different things that you can swap out. And I just feel like the quality's always usually pretty there. Like, I mean, there's been some one-offs in my opinion, but overall, Kotobukiya eats. And I feel like they always have like the perfect scale size of figures too, where the bases don't take up a lot of space. Even with this, I don't feel like the base takes up a ton of space. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. Coco herself though, stunning. And I just know this green is gonna stand out so good with all these like colors. So hyped. Yeah, the little pin to add for her to hold, so super excited. All right, here it is in its full glory. Just the way she's even like seated into this is honestly stunning. She was really easy to just like slot into the back and pop her on. Obviously just have her facing the paper, and then you just have her hold her pin. So it looks like she's doing all her magical work. I need to reread the manga. This makes me want to reread it. Like, it's I did stop for a while, but I do want to re-pick that back up. So I do need to. This is just like typing me up, and I know that I think there's an anime coming out, which I cannot wait. But oh my god, even the stars on this like little like tassel piece, this like beautiful stunning gem, and oh my god, the brush buddy. I love the brush buddy so much. I just feel like they nailed it. I don't think they could do a better Coco figure. I think this is the one. They're good. Well, I would love more. I would love more. I'm gonna stop myself. But we're good. Kotobukiya, they ate. They fed us. Gave us exactly what we wanted on the first go. I can't imagine what we'll get once the anime is like created and people are freaking out, because I know people are gonna love it. You are definitely going to want to check it out. So I'm very excited to see what merch and figures we get. But this is stunning, down to even the star detailing into this part. All this, they're all just so detailed. Like, you're gonna find something new to love about this the more you look at it. You genuinely couldn't ask for a better figure. I cannot wait to do the B-roll because I'm also feel like I'm gonna keep finding more things that I love about it. I'm just in awe right now. Like I feel like I don't even know what to think. Stunning. Thank you, Kotobukiya, for the re-release. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because I was gonna spend dumb amounts of money to get her. Thank you. Alright, and lastly, we have two figures that are basically one figure. And it is the Frieren and Fern, the Madhouse and Design Coco ones. And they are a 1/7 scale, or a 1/7 scale. I believe it's the anime anniversary edition ones. This is the bonus you get, is a little acrylic stand of them. Cute. These ladies, these gosh dang ladies, got delayed so many times that I was like, are they ever gonna come out? Is this ever gonna happen? I believe they were supposed to release back in October of last year, and I just got these. I think these just released May, June, May or June? Maybe, no, I think I got the invoice in June. Yeah, yep, so took a hot minute. And they did have to be separately shipped from AmiAmi. They were not able to be combined, so getting the payment request was kind of a shocker to me. But we got it. We got it done, we got it paid, and I am just excited. But I'm also nervous because they took a lot of time to make these, and I'm hoping that was worth the wait. So let's go ahead and get into them. So we have Frieren right here. You can get them separately, but to me, I don't know, I don't love how they look if they are not together. And I was like debating for a while which Frieren and Fern figures I wanted. I still might pick up some like individual ones, maybe the ones that still pair up, but like a little individual. But to me, these were the ones I wanted. I loved how dynamic they were, like, and I would feel pretty good just having them and like calling it in my collection. I feel like they're not gonna have the strongest faces, so that's why I kind of am like tempted to potentially pick up some other ones, but overall I am very excited to see how this design has turned out, and I can't wait to put them together. I also want to point out that these boxes are kind of long, like the longest figure boxes I've ever had, but I really like the scene in the background. It's cute. Here is how Frieren looks in her blister pack. And in the back, I think it has kind of the piece that will like pair them together, just kind of hanging out back here. I don't know if it's like fully attached, so I'm scared to like spin it around, but you kind of see the gold ring. Gold piece is actually huge, like it can literally go all the way over my head. Like, that's kind of crazy. Okay, so I finally unboxed Frieren, and there was one detail that I am very, very excited about. They have added her lotus ring. I believe, yeah, it's like the lotus, the little ring that Himmel gave her. I love that detail so much, but I will say the overall figure is kind of lacking. I don't know why, I kind of expected that. I feel like she's smiling too much, because even in the art, she's kind of more of a neutral faced character as is, and especially in the art, it's just kind of like, so I don't know why they decided to give her a smile. That doesn't really feel like Frieren. And the hair is very lacking and honestly seems kind of prize figure-y, kind of with the rest of the outfit, so kind of sucks with how much money this figure cost, but I kind of knew what I was getting into. But she doesn't look horrible. I wouldn't be like, wow, like she's awful, I hate her so much. But she is lacking, very obviously. Here is her half of the base. She just kind of goes on to these little pegs here, and then you have this kind of line that you will line up Fern's base with. It also comes with a little bit of plastic that you kind of put onto the figure, and that's going to hold up these little gold rings, because Fern is also going to have one too. And of course she comes with her little like staff. Alright, and then here I've added the staff. This part comes off, and then you just slide it through her hands, and like you can kind of change it up as is. Even the staff is kind of lackluster, so that kind of sucks. But again, I feel like I don't sound too disappointed, and it's because I kind of expected it to be a little mid, which you might be like, that's crazy to spend so much money on what you were deeming as a mid figure. yeah, I mean, this, I knew what I was getting into, and I knew it was a very overpriced figure, but I wanted this one. They also got me at the peak of my Frieren obsession, so I was pre-ordering. I was like, alright, I gotta do it, I gotta do it. Still a favorite though, but I may have changed my mind, but I still love the overall concept, so I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't change my mind. Next, we shall free Fern. Again, she has the same kind of extra little gold ring. And from what I can tell, she also looks like she's smiling more, and she's also not a smiley character, so don't know why they needed to make him smile like that. And then we have Fern in her blister packs. I will say also, the boxes and the blister packs are very flimsy, like even more so than like any normal figure, which is kind of crazy for, again, how much money this figure freaking was. Okay, so we have Fern out of the box. Here is her face up close, which I think her eyes and stuff are really pretty. Again, don't really know why we put such like a smile and kind of more expressional eyes, in my opinion, on her. And why we went with like translucent-esque hair, which honestly kind of seems flimsy and weak. This is very much just giving prize figure, like even worse than Frieren's. So that kind of sucks, I'm not gonna lie. Again, I know I didn't have high expectations, but it is still a bit disappointing. When I feel like they really then should have nailed the characters, especially with all the delays that they've been having to even get to this point. Yeah, let's go ahead and attach her to the, again, matching base that Frieren has. Here is her staff. It's pretty, but again, simple. And this one just has like a little peg you put into her hand. She has a little bit more of a fight to put onto her base, but here she is. I feel like even like they kind of like have some quality control issues with the like, I don't know, gems coming out. But here she is with her staff. Still looks cute, but yeah, definitely lacking for sure. So then when you have them together, which obviously I'm gonna have to kind of wait till B-roll happens, they just line up and then they're just like back to back. So I can't really show it holding it with like the rings and everything. Obviously I would do that in B-roll. You can kind of see them as they are, which again, I think they're really cute. I really love the concept. It's just lacking. It's definitely not, unless you are in love with this concept the way I was, it is not worth the payment. It is not worth the money. It's not worth, honestly, getting if you don't have space for it. And it's also, again, you're not a big fan of the concept enough that it's worth getting. So save your money. I'm still happy with it. I still really like it. I kind of like some mid figures. I don't know. I got that mid taste. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I definitely have complaints. Again, facial expression is going to be my biggest issue. And just like, again, the overall just quality control, but they are very price figure-esque, and that is very disappointing. Shouldn't be really smiling. It should be a more neutral expression. But it is what it is, and I'm still excited to give you guys some B-roll. I'm actually excited to see it with the little kind of gold gems around and how that's actually going to pair up. So, alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments which figure was your favorite from this haul, and kind of I also really would like to know your thoughts on the Frieren figure, because definitely don't think it's going to be a fan favorite, that's for sure. But alright, thank you again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!